Alright boys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be breaking down the Knicks 120-109 victory over the Bulls. The win put the team to the 2 seed. They're going to be taking on the 7th seed in the playoffs, which currently right now is Indiana, but we know that could change. But the thing for the Knicks is that they've dealt with as much injuries and adversity as anyone. Of course, Mitchell Robinson has missed most of the season. OG Anunoby has missed time, and then Julius Randle's out for the season. But Jalen Brunson, he's put this team on his back. He finishes the season with a plus 512. 41% from 3, 29 a game on 48%, 7 assists. I mean, we're talking about a guy who is putting up 2015-2016 Steph Curry numbers when he won unanimous MVP. Brunson should be a lock for first team, and he definitely should finish as a top 5 MVP candidate, probably even top 3. I mean, the only guys who I think I'd put over Brunson would be Jokic and Luka, but Brunson the past month has been the best player on the planet. He's put this team on his back, and he's established himself as honestly one of the best Knicks. Even though he's only in his 2nd season here, his playoff run last year and what he's done this season, it seems like the Knicks are just getting started as well. This isn't just a team that made the playoffs, okay, they won 50 games and they're going to fall short like in that 2013 season. This is a team that is just destined for greatness, and it's all due to Brunson. But Donte DiVincenzo was a huge pickup. Of course, he signed that 4-year massive deal with the Knicks in free agency, and he goes out there in this game and he shoots the ball extremely well, especially from the 3-point line. Devo was 5 of 14, 10 of 21 from the field. He played 53 minutes, which is just insane. I mean, the guy sat, I think, like 30 or 40 seconds, which is just crazy. Of course, 25 points, but Brunson, 14 of 30. There's that efficiency, 11 of 12 from the free throw line, 40 points, but it's also the 8 rebounds, the 7 assists, just the overall complete game. The one knock against Brunson is the turnovers. He did turn over the ball. He had one late in the game, of course, 4th quarter where Caruso picked him. He also had another one, but the thing with Brunson is, of course, he's handling the ball constantly against an all-NBA defender, first-team defender, and he still shot the ball. I think it was like 10 of 13 in this game when Caruso was defending, and Brunson was fantastic, as he has been the entire season. Of course, the first month, Brunson was not the Brunson that we know, but after that, he's just been putting the league on an absolute tear. For OG Anunoby, the Knicks are now 20-3 with him in the lineup. He had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. We know OG's numbers always are going to be better from the eye test than in the box score. He's not really like a box score type of guy, but his impact can't be, of course, underestimated. And then he did have 6 turnovers. That's the thing for the Knicks in this game. That was their one weakness. I didn't think the defense was honestly good in this game, but the turnovers killed us as well. I mean, the Knicks had 21 turnovers. They're a team that doesn't turn over the ball a lot, and that's why the Bulls were able to stay in this game and almost even win it. I mean, if DeRozan ended up making that shot, who knows if the Knicks win this game. And that would have been a huge loss, because the Knicks now have home court throughout the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. If Boston does end up making the Eastern Conference Finals and the Knicks end up making it, then Boston would have home court. But if anyone else and the Knicks make it in the East, then the Knicks would have home court advantage. I mean, this is one of the craziest seasons I've seen since I started watching this team, just due to all the injuries, just due to Jalen Brunson establishing himself as a superstar in this league, one of the top 10 players. I mean, Brunson, he's a guy who came over from the Mavericks in free agency, and a lot of people said that he was overpaid. And then, of course, even at the first half of this season, people were saying, talking about on the media, that Brunson was not a superstar. You would not be able to win a championship with him. He's too small. And there was even people going as far as saying that the Pacers or the Magic would beat the Knicks in a first-round playoff series. And now everyone switched up. Jalen Brunson's a top 5 MVP candidate. The Knicks look extremely dangerous. They're the 2nd best team in the East. Standings necessarily don't matter too much, because even if the Knicks were the 4th seed and had to play Boston in the 2nd round, I mean, you have to beat the big dog, the top team eventually, so it really doesn't matter when you play them. But I think the thing for the Knicks is that, well, there's going to be a chance, of course, now that they have the 2 seed, to where they don't have to play Boston if a team beats them in the first round. Like Cleveland, I think, could definitely beat Boston, and maybe Philadelphia with a healthy Embiid. I mean, they've won 7 in a row without Embiid. So, well, actually, no, Embiid is back now, but Maxey and Embiid have been playing extremely well. So you just never know how the playoffs go. The Knicks just getting that 2 seed's huge due to home court. We know that the Knicks, of course, at home are 27-14. They are 23-18 on the road, which is incredibly good. For example, the Bucks are 18-22 on the road, the current 3 seed in the East. But the Knicks at home are just a much different team. They've won 5 in a row, of course. They have the Garden. It's absolutely electric, and it's just going to be awesome to see the playoffs, because things are so much different. Last playoffs, it was all about the Knicks just getting comfortable, getting experience, and now it's about this team making a deep playoff run. They set themselves up beautifully, of course, with the additions to this team, and also the improvement of players. Jalen Brunson Brunson has gone from an all-star to a superstar. Miles McBride has gone to a guy who's only out there for defensive purposes to a guy who can actually put the ball in the hoop and can shoot 40% from three. I mean, McBride, outside of Brunson, he's been the most efficient shooter in Knicks practices according to Coach Thibodeau, and you can see that he's just taken his game to a different level. Dante DiVincenzo, we know that he came over, of course, from the Warriors. He's played with the Bucks. He's played with the Kings. He won championships in high school. He won championships in college. He won a championship with the Bucks, even though he did get injured. I think that was, what, like 2021? Or it was 2021, I believe. So, and now he's with the Knicks. You can see that that experience has rubbed off on the team. Even though Devo did have some late turnovers and he kind of almost cost the Knicks the game, he has been phenomenal this season shooting the basketball. That's what the Knicks have been missing, is a guy who can stretch the floor, that has the green light. I mean, I know I make this comparison a lot, but Quentin Grimes was, I felt like, not that he was our only shooter outside of Brunson, but he, like, you just compare Devo to Grimes. I mean, Devo is just way more athletic and just a way better range, and Devo is just way more consistent as well. I mean, he's over 40% from three. And then OG, of course, was defending DeRozan in this game, especially down the stretch, and he did a great job. And OG also, he's able to get to the basket. He can knock down those open jump shots. He just makes the Knicks a much better team because of his ability to switch every position. Isaiah Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson, when they're not on the floor, the Knicks do struggle to rebound. I mean, I do like Precious Achiuwa, but I don't think he's going to be a part of our playoff rotation just due to him being undersized, unless a team goes small in the playoffs. But I find it hard to believe that the Knicks are going to be facing many small ball lineups. I mean, we're talking about the Sixers and, of course, well, Bam Adebayo is not like a 7-footer or anything like that. I mean, that could be an option potentially, but the Bucks have Brook Lopez. You know, the Celtics are interesting. There's just a lot. The Cavs have a couple of the big men, so I don't think we're going to see much Precious Achiuwa. But in terms of Hartenstein and Robinson, that's going to be a very good 1-2 punch in the playoffs. I'm definitely excited for it. And then Josh Hart in this game, I thought Hart honestly did a good job just attacking the boards. I mean, he's done that the whole season. He had 10 of them, 4 assists, 12 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 40 minutes. Yeah, Hart did good in this game. For sure. Hartenstein had 31 minutes, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 8 points. Hartenstein, to me, is our best big man, our best overall big man. I do think Mitchell Robinson, at full strength, is the best big on this team. He was having a career year. He was leading the league in offensive rebounds. We know what he does as a rim protector. Mitch just absolutely can take over a game. He can take over a series. Hartenstein, we'll see. That remains to be seen. But in terms of the regular season, I mean, Hartenstein has been just about as important to anyone on this team, on the roster outside of Jalen Brunson, of course. I mean, he has just put himself in a position to truly pick up this team without Mitch, and he's done a great job. I mean, the Knicks are absolutely elite when Hartenstein starts. I don't have the record at the top of my head, but I do know that it's just one of the best in the entire NBA when he's the starter. The bench tonight, Bogdanovic was fantastic. 17 minutes, 13 points. Whenever you have a guy who has started his whole career that's efficient, that can score, and you have him at the end of your bench that can give you 15 to 20 minutes, I mean, that's just something that a lot of teams can't claim. 3 of 6 from 3. He was amazing in this one. Achiuwa, 19 minutes, 4 points, 5 rebounds, a block. Mr. Robinson played just 7 minutes, and then Miles McBride played 14 minutes and had 7 points.